Hey everyone, how are you doing tonight? Come on in. I am Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs, and we are going to do a candy cane ornament by Lilac Lane DIY, and it comes in a kit. And so I'm going to go ahead, we're going to open this up, and we're going to see what we get. You know, I told y'all that I don't normally do kits, but these have been fun. They've got, Kim is the owner of Lilac Lane Do-It-Yourself something. Hold on. Kim with Lilac Lane Do-It-Yourself, and it seems like there's another word, studio that comes with this. And they do a really good job of packaging these. The first one of these sets that I bought, all right, I'm going to throw this away. The first set that I bought, I didn't know if I was going to be able to figure it out or not, but I did. And so I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm going to kind of take this apart and see where this takes us. It looks like we've got some little berries here. And those are going to go on top of our holly leaves. And we're going to paint all of this up. All right, let's see what we got. Make sure that everything is not too miscombobulated. And I think that that's going to go here. I'm going to make sure everything is in order before I start painting anything. And that's going to go there. This one looks like it's going to go, All right, hang on, y'all. Hang tight. Y'all know I'm challenged when it comes to, all right, that one goes there. When it comes to spatial relations, all right, and then this one is going to go there, okay? So here we go. Oh, and those are hooked together, so that makes it easy. All right, I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm showing y'all exactly how this happens straight out of the package, and so we can see what we're going to do with this. All right, so if I do this one red, then these have to be red, and then red, and then red, red, and then white. All right. So I've got some paint here. I don't know if I have enough paint to do all of these with. So we're going to see. Oh, looks like should be plenty of red in here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start with red, white. How does this go? Red, white, red, white, red. All right, you know what? I'm going to do this, y'all. Let me get a pencil out. And I'm going to just put a dot on the ones that are red. And then red, red, red. It's just easier to do it that way, and then I don't have to worry about things getting lost. And then those are going to be white. Okay, I think I got it. All right, so we've got some green, and it looks like blue. Maybe a blue spruce for this. I would think that would be, all right, and then we're going to do white. All right, so I've got a couple of different brushes, so let me put these on a paper towel. That's white, red, red, white, red. I want to keep these in order because, oh, well, looky there. So we've got red, white, and then we're going to go red, white, red, white, and then we're going to do red up here. All right, and then we'll do white. All right, so here we go, y'all. We are gonna paint these and see where it takes us. Now, I'm just gonna use a flat brush. Red, white, red. All right, here goes nothing. We're hoping that this is gonna turn out. I'm gonna just kind of hold these into place. Actually, I got a better idea. Hang on a minute. I got a much better idea. Let's take a piece of tape. Oops. I don't want to lose my order here. We're going to take a piece of tape and we're going to do this on tape. I think that as small as these are, this is going to be the better way to do this. All right, so we're going to stick these down. And that's just going to hold these down. And then what I can do, oops, that dot is going to be able to be seen, so that's probably not cool. But all right, then we're going to come over here. I think it's going to go quicker this way by getting the tape. May have to put a berry or something over these. That probably wasn't a good idea to stick the, I think I can do a second coat on this and cover it up. Yep, that's gonna work. All right, y'all bear with me as I learn how to navigate somebody else's instructions. Usually I'm doing my own instructions. All right, so that, and then we're gonna come over here. What I should have done, if I was thinking, is I probably should have done the white first, and then I would have just been able to come in and do the red with no trouble at all. All right, and this is, I hope I don't get these all mixed up, y'all. I'm going to be in a mess if that happens. All right, and I'm going to come back. I think I want to do 2 coats on this, so, but I think it's probably a good idea that I did the dots, because I think I could get this confused very easily. All right, there's that. I think that one goes here. I'm going to put that back, and this one's going to go. I may have it messed up already. All right, that one goes there. I think this one goes here. Y'all, I got to keep these in order or I'm going to be in a pickle. All right. And then these are going to come. All right, let me make this so y'all can see what I'm doing. All right, there's my tape. These are going to come down below. We want to get that dot covered up. And we're going to go ahead. All right, so I've got it. I got a system going here. I think I got it. All right, so now those are red. That means that this one should be white. Just double checking. This one should be red. This one should be white. This one should be white. And then we have red. All right, I'm getting it, y'all. I think I'm getting it. And then that one will be white. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to take this guy here and this guy here. And we're going to go ahead and we are going to paint these red. I think putting the dot on them was a good idea after all. All right, so those are red, and then I have, this one is red, and this one is red. And I think with all of these little pieces, you will be wise to put a dot on the ones that you, just a small dot. You don't want anything real big. I think this is going to be kind of cute. So I have all of these ornaments that they come in a kit. And anyway, yeah. All right, so that and that, those are white. All right, let's see what we got here. Now, tomorrow, I am going to do a stencil, a stained glass stencil with a cardinal. So y'all are going to want to watch that. And then at the end of the night when I make it, what time do I go on tomorrow? I want to say 3 o'clock, something like that. I'll put it in the up at the top so that y'all know when I'm going to be live. But remember the stained glass that I did with the, all right, let's see, this one should go there. That I did with the snowflake. Well, I'm going to do one with a cardinal tomorrow. I am pretty excited to see how that's going to turn out. All right, here we go. Let me make sure that these are all going to fit. All right, that fits. And then that one's going to be white. All right, so we've got all of our red ones done. So we're going to separate, we're going to just kind of, I'm going to go over this one with a little extra paint so that we don't see the dot on there. The first one of these that I did was a pair of Santa Claus pants, and y'all, it was so cute. They, Lilac Lane DIY has a really cute box. It's called a twinkle box. And, all right, so that's all I need for that. All right, let's go ahead and do our berries. We know we're going to need our little berries done. And it looks like that's the only thing that is going to... I think that's it for red. And then we'll come back. All right, let me double check. I hope y'all have had a good day. I have had a lot going on right now. I spent a lot of time in worship with the Lord today because I just really needed His presence. And, okay, so that goes there, that goes there. We got the berries. They're going to go there. All right, so now we're going to rinse our water, our brush. I'm going to go ahead and rinse my brush out. See if I can get it clean. And then we're going to come back in with some white. Okay, we're going to wipe this off. And we're going to come back. All right, looks clean. We're going to come back with some white. Close up the red. So this little kit comes with all these little paints. Like, I don't have enough paint, y'all, you know. But it is kind of nice to have it all in one place. Hey, Nancy, how are you? I am doing a kit that that I got from Lilac Lane DIY. And I'm putting together a candy cane ornament. It's like a puzzle. It's really a cute little little kit. All right, we're going to go ahead. We want to get our white on here. Going to probably need 2 coats. Now, each one of these kits comes with like 3 ornaments. Each kit has 3 ornaments in it. And I'm getting better at it. I'm doing better at following somebody else's directions. I don't always follow somebody else's directions very well, because I don't always know what they're thinking. But these have been laid out pretty nicely so that it's pretty, they're packaged well. And, okay, so there is that. And now we're going to I'm just going to keep coming along. And so that I don't have to hold this with my fingers, I'm going to stick it on this piece of tape. All right, we're going to come over here. We're going to do the other one that's on the other side with it. I probably need to bring this up a little bit closer so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, gonna put that one back. I need these to stay in their proper order, y'all, or I'm gonna be in a pickle. All right, let me bring this up here so y'all can see what I'm doing. You don't need it way back there. All right, so now we're gonna take that guy and this guy, and we're gonna just, well, that's a little more paint than we needed, so we'll go with the second coat on this one. I think they definitely need a second coat. I must have had this package for a while, because the first package that I did, the whole time that I was painting, I could smell the burnt wood, which I love. It's like a charcoal fire, like a campfire. But I don't smell it with these, so I think that this has been probably off a little bit. I mean, it's been a while since it was actually lasered. All right, here we go. This is the last part of the white part of the candy cane. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do with these, but I am thinking that I may just mail them out as thank you gifts to those of you who are watching. So maybe come December, I just might. All right, let's see where this is gonna go. This has gotta go there. All right, let's get this another coat on this. It dries pretty quickly. This wood is drinking it up pretty fast. All right, so this one's gonna go there. This one's gonna go there. And this one should fit right in here. And then let me get this out of the way so that y'all can see my paper towel. And then this one should go, I believe, down this way. Yeah. Okay, that's what's going to happen. All right, so those are going to go on there. All right, let me just pick these up. So my nephew made salmon again for tonight's dinner. Oh, y'all, I love the salmon recipe that I made up. It is so amazing. All right, so we got that. So these are going to come on here. Let's come over here and see what we have. I think we may just go ahead and start putting these on here. They fit together pretty well. All right. All right, so let's do this. Let me go in here, and we're going to put this off to the side. I don't think this is going to take, this is going to probably be a project that I say is, all right, I'm going to do white first, and then I'm going to come back over this with like a tan, and then I'm thinking maybe some darker brown on the edges or something. Maybe I should have, maybe we'll do darker and come back with maybe some snow on it or something. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? So what you get to do with this is you get to just kind of play with whatever way that you have learned how to paint. All right, so that's all I'm going to do for that. Now I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to use this little camel color. Oh, it looks like it's kind of dry. All right, so let me put that brush down, and we're going to come in here. Oh, I'm not sure that might be old. All right, we're going to come in here. No. And, oh yeah. And then I think I'm going to come back with some darker. So when I first started art, y'all, I am new to painting and shading and outlining and all of that. When I say new, I started with Chalk Couture in 2021. And as I branched out and learned how to work with their stencils, I decided that I wanted to learn how to paint. And so that's kind of what I've been doing here lately is for the last 2 or 3 years, God has been teaching me how to do backgrounds and blending, and that's where he started me. I think it's pretty cool because now I'm seeing where all of that plays a part. And, all right, so I'm going to get some darker brown, and it doesn't come in the kit, so I'm going to reach back here behind me. I'll finish my story in just a minute. Here's some brown right here. So I started with blending, and just God brought different people across my path at just the right time. All right, let me get a piece of cardboard. I take my cardboard boxes and then I cut them up with my zip snip. Oh, this is going to be, I think I like this darker better. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to just do maybe some tips or something of this. I don't know, this might have been good green too. What was I thinking? I think I want this green, y'all. Let me see. Let me see. So anyway, I started with blending and, you know, mixing colors and stuff like that. And it's really turned in. No, I better keep it. All right, let's do the holly first and see what happens. I just, this is a little bit darker than I want. I think I'm going to get some lighter also on top of this. And so then, I don't know, did y'all see the stained glass snowflake that I did? I was like, really, it was so cool to see how, you know, God has brought like different people across my path to teach me different techniques about painting and everything. And as I, you know, learn a little bit here and a little bit there, all right, I don't like that green by itself, so let me get, I think, something a little bit brighter. I don't want it quite that dark. But when I did the stained glass snowflake, I was really surprised at how all that blending of colors and backgrounds and all of that came into play with the snowflake. And I've got it around here somewhere. Where did I put it? It's this one. All right, so you see this? And there's each one of these little individual sections has got blending and just highlighting and everything in each section. And so it was really, really neat to see all of this come alive. And so, I'm still learning. And so now the thing, like with these ornaments, I don't really have to do a whole lot of thinking about, you know, what I'm going to, okay, that'll look good. That'll be there. All right, let's put our, and that'll be on top of that. All right, and I think I want to put maybe some white tips on the branches. All right, where's my white? So let me get my, this wasn't quite dark enough, I don't think. All right, let's see what we got here. This is my green. Let me get this. And so now I'm just kind of, with these little ornaments, I'm just kind of playing with things that I've already learned. All right, let's see if I can, all right, just kind of sporadically, no real rhyme or reason as to where I put what where, because I want a variation. So what I'm learning, this is what I'm learning. Let me get some darker brown. I think, is this darker or not? Not by much. What I'm learning is, it is the variation, the difference that makes or breaks the eye. Okay, this is a little bit darker. So the contrast, or the light and the dark next to each other, is what makes the difference as to if it looks like there's dimension to it. So I'm just going to kind of come in here, and I'm throwing in some darker parts. And then I think I'm going to come back over and give it some tips of white on the edges. And if it doesn't work out, guess what? I can just paint over it all over again and start over. All right, so what I do when I go out into nature, hey Kim, I'm doing one of your ornaments. What I do when I go out into nature is I look and see, how did God do this? So like, I'll look up at the clouds, and we think clouds are white. Well, they're usually not. They just, because of the contrast from the sky to the clouds, they look white, but they're not always white. There's like, if you really go out and look, I'm constantly looking at the sky and looking at the trees and looking at the grass and looking at the plants that God created. And you'll find that there's a lot of gray shades in your clouds, which I never really noticed that until I started learning how to work with paint, and I'm still learning how to work with paint. And so like, you know, like these little guys here, I don't know if y'all can see, there's some variation in the different colors. I've got like 3 different colors of brown on there. And thanks, Kim. So Kim, if you are not following Lilac Lane DIY Studio, give her a follow. She's got a lot of really cute projects. And she actually, her studio is like 45 minutes from my house. And so one of these days I'm going to make it to go meet her. But I don't know. That may be after Christmas. We'll see. We'll see how things go. All right. So I think I want to get another little bit of red on this berry just to kind of brighten it up some. Now remember that the other thing that you can do if you want your colors to be brighter is paint everything white first. If you really want it to pop, then paint everything white, and then that'll give you, like this green here, I think that I would like it to be just a little bit brighter. I kind of wish that I would have put some white on there, but I didn't, so, but that's okay. So I'm going to look in here in my greens that I have, and I'm going to just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to throw some sour apple on here and see what this is going to do. It may be a mistake, it may not, but we're going to just play with it and see what we get. Now, what I really should do, all right, I'm going to get I'm going to get both colors on here wet. And then we're going to see what happens. All right, going to come in here with the dark. Probably could use a little bit different brush. And I'm going to need to take a, all right, so let me just show you all the difference between what I did. So what I've done is on this one over here, I've kind of mixed some light and darks in the greens, and this one is just solid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to go in here with the dark, and then I'm going to come back and I'm just kind of sporadically putting it on there, and I'm going to come back. Save your cardboard. Y'all throw enough. We all throw enough cardboard away. Get yourself a zip snip. All right, and then we're going to come in here with some darks and some lights. That, but you know, if you look at leaves in nature, there is not one color on the leaves, you know, because of this, the way the sunlight hits and everything. All right, so I'm going to let that dry, and then I think I'm going to come back over it. Let me show you what I have. Okay, so we want to have just some variation there. So let me get this. I better hold this guy out of the way, or he's going to go all over the place. So this is what I'm learning, y'all. So this is how it goes. You learn a little bit, and then you know to do a little bit more the next time. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try a different brush and see if I can. You hear my nephew and his friend, they're in there cracking up, laughing. All right, I'm going to just kind of mix these colors. And then I'm probably going to come back. All right, so this is what I have. Just a variety of colors. Hoping that's going to look good. We're going to see. All right, this is... That's my dark green. So I'm going to close that up. All right, let's go ahead and... Let's take our brush that has the white on it. I'm going to get a little bit of water so that the bristles aren't all dry. I'm in Chesapeake, Kim. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to get some white snow on these branches, and I'm going to just kind of hit the tips. Just add in another dimension, and then I'm going to just kind of hit some of these. All right, so this is what we have. So we got just some snow-tipped, I guess these are branches, or they're not pine cones. They don't look like pine cones. All right, and so we're going to put that on top of here. All right, here we go, y'all. If I have everything in order, we're going to put this on here, and we're going to see where this takes us. Oh, you know what? Let's see. Hold on. You can never have too much gold, right? Right? I think we need some gold on here. I think we need some gold. So I'm going to add some gold to this green. And then I may add some white to it. Just seeing what we're going to get here. And then we're going to glue these on here and see what happens. Come on. Let's try this. This worked fine the other day, so maybe it's the paper towels. There we go. Paper towels probably soaking it up. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to take and I'm going to go down. There's a groove in this, and I'm going to just go down. And then I'm going to come and I'm going to hit the edges. Because you can never have too much gold, right? Oh, that looks better. Okay, see what we got? So now we've got some gold. And I may throw some white on there. Haven't decided. The jury's still out. All right, so let's get some. I have found that this is a wood glue, and since I'm working with wood, I have found that this works the best. So I'm going to turn my Lazy Susan around here. Get a popsicle stick. All right. One by one, we're going to put these on, and we are going to work from the bottom up. We got to make sure that we start this out right. All right, here we go, y'all. Got to be an easier way to do this, but here we are. This dries pretty quickly, so you want to make sure that you've got it lined up. And I'm going to go from the bottom up on both sides. I feel like we need some gold on the candy cane too, y'all. I still think my favorites are the Santa Claus pants that Lilac Lane did. Those are so adorable, y'all. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm just kind of pushing these into place, making sure they're right. Looks like it's got to come up a little bit, maybe. All right, here we go. And then this one's going to come here. I will say that if any of y'all decide to get their Twinkle box, that it's very well packaged, very well organized, and even though there aren't any actual instructions, Kim does instructions on her page. And she'll paint through everything for you. And you can just use what she does as a guide and then take it from there and do whatever you want to do. All right, let's see what this is going to do. Is this going to go in here? Looks like I'm losing some space. All right, maybe. All right, here we go, y'all. I've got several more of these to still make, so y'all are going to see me make a few of these. But I will say it is nice to have somebody else do the thinking for you. Because usually I do all my projects, pull everything out piece by piece, but this is just really it's kind of like a little break as far as, for your mind and everything. And it's like, okay, I'm just going to pull this out, and we're going to paint what needs to be painted and put it together the way it's supposed to be put together. You can still add your own little twist on it, however you want. Now, I want to remind y'all that tomorrow, gosh, I think it's at 3 o'clock. I'm pretty sure it's at 3 o'clock. I am going to come on, and we are doing a fundraiser for a crafting friend of ours, Lisa. And all right, let me pull this up here again. All right, this is the snowflake, the stained glass snowflake that I did. And tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a stained glass cardinal that has birch trees and a cardinal on it. And I'm going to have to start some of this because I think I can't remember if I have an hour or if I have 45 minutes. So I'm going to have to actually start this. And All right, let's see. I kind of feel like there needs to be a little bit of a gap in there, y'all. All right, let me check this one. But anyway, I'm going to make that. I'm going to make the cardinal tomorrow. And then I am going to auction it off at the end of my live. So, would love it if y'all can join and help us help Lisa with her medical bills. She has a lot of medical bills that, you know, they come on unexpectedly. And so my part is going to be that I will pay for shipping, and I'm going to donate what I make for the auction tomorrow. So I hope that y'all can come and be part of what we're doing. There are 3 different days of crafting from 3 different groups, and the group that I will be with tomorrow is with Grace Creations and Inspired by Grace. All right, we're almost coming around here, y'all. They have, you hear the guys in there talking, they have this game, it's called Played Up. And Seth actually had me, my nephew lives with me, and he actually had me play it with him one time. And it's a pretty cute game. It's like you're in a restaurant, and you have to make sure you get all the plates, all the customers, their orders, and then you have to make sure that you get the dishes off the table before the timer's up. And so you'll hear him giggling in there because it's kind of stressful. It seems like a really simple game, but it can be kind of stressful too, because the timer's going to run out. And Seth has actually worked in a restaurant. He said it is exactly what it's like being in a restaurant. So that's kind of funny. All right, let's see what I got here. I need to I think these need to have a little bit of space in between them. That just kind of, I don't know, it does something to make it look a little bit better. So I'm glad I have plenty of glue on there so I can kind of jiggle these around. All right, so this is what I have so far. Isn't that cute, y'all? All right, and then on top of that, I think we're going to put, let's see where I want to put this. Don't think, maybe there with some berries. Where'd my berries go? I put them off to the side so that I wouldn't. That'll be cute. All right, let's do that, y'all. All right, we're going to put this, what did I say, right here? Yeah. All right, let's put the berries on first. And I think I'm going to do this backwards. Whoops. No, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this one. We'll put this one down next. And I'm using Tite Bond 2 premium wood glue, water resistant, fast setup time. There was something that somebody recommended to me. I don't think it says, does it say, I don't know that it dries clear, so maybe I better get a brush. Hold on. Let me get a brush and get in here and get this glue out of here. I think I put too much on there. All right, so there is that. Put that in the water. And we're going to come over here. Y'all ever had one of those days where you just spent time, you just needed to just spend time crying out to the Lord? That was me today, y'all. That was me today. It was a good day. Okay, here we go. All right, this is what we have so far. Isn't that adorable, y'all? Effortless. Effortless, effortless, effortless. And of course, you can always add more than what is there. All right, now I don't understand. Let me see what's in my kit here. Okay, this is the little red box that comes to me. All right, what I don't understand. Oh, I think I get it. All right, hold on. Let's see how we do this. All right, the other one that came in here that I've done is the little Rudolph. Okay, this is the little, let me get a string out of his face. This is the little Rudolph that I did. And then there's one more with a candy cane in there. And I'm not going to show you all what it is today. All right, so I'm thinking, see, that's already set up, so that's good. I'm thinking that I must have to string this through here and string this through here. Okay, that's what it is. But I think I need to do it the other way around. I want to come from the back. So we're going to string this through here. So see, this is, Kim, you get to see how somebody who has no idea what they're doing, how to make this happen from a live perspective. All right, I like it better from the back. Okay, so this is what it looks like. We're going to run the string through there. And, all right. All right, I'm going to teach y'all a little trick that my dad taught me when I was growing up. All right, you know how you always ask for someone to put, hold your finger there? Don't need to do that. All right, if you take whatever you are tying, okay? Whatever you're tying, you take and you hold it and you wrap it around. Most people stop there. Wrap it around a second time and it will hold that for you. You won't need somebody's finger, okay? That's a little tip from my dad. He's gone home to be with Jesus, but that second wrap is what you want. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through here and I'm going to make a knot. Okay, I've got a knot in there, pretty close to the center. And now we're going to take this bead. Ooh, I'm going to need some tape to get that through, I think. All right, let's see if I'm going to be able to do this. Hopefully I can kind of thread this. All right, here we go, y'all. Let's see if we can get this through here. Come on. Oh, don't do this to me. Keep going. Keep going. Come on. There it comes. All right, there we go, y'all. All right, so now we got our little bead on here. Let me turn it around so y'all can see what I'm doing. And now we don't need the tape, so we're going to take the tape off. And we're going to tie that down once, and then we're going to come up here, and we're going to tie this and put a loop up at the top. Get this a little bit further down. And remember that if like the jute that somebody gives you for a project isn't long enough, you can always, everybody has jute, right? All right, there we go. This is what we have, y'all. I kind of feel like, all right, hang on a minute, because I think I want to come in here. I think I want to come in here with my black, this is a Posca pen. And I hope I'm not going to mess this up, but I'm just going to kind of go along the edge with a dot and a line, and a dot and a line. And this one's going to be a dot and a line, a dot, a line, a dot. And I'm going to show you in just a minute what I'm doing. All right, let me just show you what I'm doing. Just going along the edges to give it just a little bit of an outline. Probably should have done it before I put everything on top of it, but we're good. Just going along the edge. Line and dot. You can do squigglies if you want to do squigglies. I'm just kind of going along the outline of what the candy cane is. All right, I'm going to come over here and hit the other side. I'll show you what I have. See if y'all can see what I'm doing. Just giving it a little bit of outline. And what I'm working with, it's not a marker, it's an acrylic paint pen. There is a difference. So this is just like having a really, really fine, okay, a fine paintbrush, but it's got a real nice tip on it. All right, here we go. We're going to come up here, over here, and going to do the same thing. We're just doing some broken lines and some dots. You can decide how long you want your little lines to be. You may not want any dots. You may want to put 2 dots. You get to decide. All right, let me see what I like. Oh, I like that. That really added. All right, so I think I want to come back here. I want to do something. Maybe I'm going to add a black line along this holly. Let me just show y'all one side and then the other. Well, we got to get the little hanger out of here. Come on, cooperate. All right, look at this side right here. You see how, where is it? This one has a little bit of, I put the black on top of the gold. All right, and so I'm going to just kind of go around and do that. I went this past weekend and celebrated my great niece's first birthday. That was fun. She wasn't, you know, I had never heard of kids having cake to the point that it makes them drunk until we had our firstborn, and that was 34 years ago. And my husband was talking about something about giving him cake and watching him eat it, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, my mom never did stuff like that, so it was kind of... All right, and then I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to just do... some lines. All right, so this is what I have. Let me show y'all what I did to the... Let me bring you in a little bit closer. All right, can y'all see? Okay, you see how I've got the lines along it? They just kind of gave it a little bit. I got to get this guy out of the way. I may have to cut a piece of jute that's a little bit longer. And then I just went over that, and then I've got some little snow tips on the branches. And what was the... Okay, so now what I want to do, I've got a white pen like this. All right, I'm done with the black. And this is a Posca 7/10 millimeters. It's a really like ultra fine. I think it's called ultra fine or very fine or something like that. I've got a black one and I have a white one. So let me back y'all up. Sorry if that's making you dizzy. Hey, Shell Basket Originals, how are you? Come on in. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just come in here and I'm going to put some white, just a little bit of white on each one of these berries and then a white in the middle. Okay, so all I did was, see the berries? I just put a little bit of white on the berries. Make it look like the sun was coming down on it. And I may want to... And while I'm at it, I'm going to put a little bit more snow on the tips of these branches. Okay, there we go. Got some more snow on there. Okay, I think that's all we're gonna do, y'all. Now, if you wanted to, you could have, I kind of feel like I really need to put a bigger piece of jute on here because it's just kind of tight in here. All right, so then you could take and you could hang this on your tree. You may want to shift the, I love it. All right, so these are the two in this kit so far. I did this one a while back. We did this one tonight, and we've got one more in this kit to do, and I might do it later this week. We'll see. I like how this turned out. Isn't that neat? I really like the, by adding the black along the edges, I like that, that it kind of outlines it. All right, y'all. This is what I have for you tonight. I am Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs. Thanks for joining me. I hope that I've inspired you to try something new and to step outside your comfort zone. And if, you know, there's no such thing as failure, because even if it doesn't turn out the way that you want it to turn out, you're still further along because you tried something that you didn't know how to do, and you're that much further along. All right. I love you. Jesus loves you the most. And I will see y'all tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it's at 3 o'clock. Please join me. I've got this. I'm going to do a stencil similar to this technique where we have the stained glass look, but it's going to be a cardinal with birch trees. So y'all come join me, and I will see you then. Have a great night, and I hope you had a good time watching. Thanks, I appreciate you. Bye, y'all.